Hi guys, welcome to Martech QA. I am Siddharth and today we're going to discuss about Agile Software Development. So most of us know that Agile is an iterative development process. You might have heard about the terms that is Sprint, Scrum, Kanban and so on. So basically we are going to discuss about basic topics of Agile that are asked by the interviewers, and more you know the more will be the good result or the impact you'll be having on your knowledge, and you'll be able to crack the interviews. So coming on to the topics that we'll be discussing. So before we go to the topics, let me explain you that these are very important topics that will gain confidence and will help you out to add up skills, or you can say the points in your knowledge factory. So if you want to get connected and get more topics about this, so don't forget to subscribe. So without wasting any minute, let's get started with the topics. So first topic for today is the definition. So first of all, we need to know what is the definition. So as I have already discussed that it is an iterative development process. Agile team works in collaboration and sprints. Sprints are the tasks for weeks or months. So it depends upon the complexity of the project whether it's going to take week or month. So as I have mentioned, weeks or months. So depending upon the project, it will go side by side. Coming on to the next point, that is cross-functional teams organized for faster delivery of the project or the software with greater quality and predictability. Scrum and Kanban are two widely used methodologies. So you will be hearing in many of the organization, or you can say like Kanban boards are there, Scrum calls are there. So these are most widely used terms that are there in Agile. So here it is the diagram here in front of us, that is plan, design, development or test, release and feedback. Then again coming on to on the right side, that is plan, design, development, test, release, feedback. So each and every time these processes will take place, every time a particular task for a week or a month will be designed, so these sprints goes on. So tasks are break into smaller user stories will be discussing later in the sessions. So here it goes like this. Coming on to the methodologies that are there, that is Agile Scrum methodology, extreme programming, Lean software development, Kanban, Crystal, Dynamic systems development method, feature driven development. So here are the 7 points that will be like most of the time are used, but Scrum is the most widely used topic, as according to my experience, or I have observed in many of the organization. Like uh, I have gone through certain interviews, so according to my experience, it is the Scrum that is used in most of the organizations. Coming on to these people, those who are involved in Scrum methods, that is the product owner, a person that deals with product backlog and acceptance criteria of the project or stakeholder. Scrum Master is the facilitator of the agile team. So he will act as the mediator between product owner or the stakeholder and the team which is working on the. So you can say as the bridge. A Scrum Master acts as a bridge, facilitator, bridge, or the project manager, that is most of the time is the Scrum Master. So uh, last but not the least, the most important, that is the agile team, the team that works for delivery of the project by fulfilling the commitments. So whatever task that has been assigned to them, they will be completing them, and after it the project will be completed side by side. Coming on to the principles of Agile Manifesto. So as Agile is for is a broad term, so it is also having certain, you can say, rules or principles which should be followed, so that the project will go very smooth and uniformly. So first of all, that is customer satisfaction through early and continuous delivery of software. Changes are welcome, even late, to match the competitive advantage. So market is having many tools. So competitive market tools are there. So these can be taken by the team which is working on. So here the point coming on to is the competitive advantage is related to the market term. Coming on to the next, that is delivery of software from weeks to month with a preference of short time scale. Product owners, stakeholders, scrum master must work daily throughout the project. So these people, those who are involved in the project, are there. Stakeholder is the person who will be like main, who will be like main person who is making the project for himself. So in service based organizations, those are clients. In product based organization, those are stakeholders. So depending upon organization to organization, these things goes on side by side. Environment of the project should be enthusiastic to complete the task on time. So delivery should be done on time. So team should be very keen about the work. And then coming on to the weekly meeting between all the people involved in the project. Sustainable development is the key motto of Agile Manifesto to keep project in pace. So as side by side project should go, it should be fast and it should be completed on time. Coming on to the characteristics of Agile: light methodology and small to mid size team should be there. Simple design and minimal system production, tackle vague and changing requirements, then breaking problem into smaller tasks. So these are the like terms which are commonly used in Agile. Avoiding long term planning for any requirement. Cross functional team and expert work for planning, requirements analysis, design, coding, unit testing. So every person or the experts, those who are there, will be working cross functionally on this and making a particular product in the project. So working software are demonstrated in video conference call by using tools or face to face communications. So most of the times it is done by video conferencing only, because as it is very easy. So suppose a team is in India or the team is in some other country and they have to show it in some other country, so it is not possible enough to do the face to face communication. So video conferencing is the most successful thing that is done in nowadays. Or by audio call you can demonstrate, like you can just discuss through audio call, then a particular video call can be done. So it depends upon organization and time to time, whatever type of communication requires to be done. Then there is a particular term, that is daily stand-up meeting. Daily stand-up meetings of all team members or scrum team that are for the people, those who are working in the project, is to prepare tasks, bring up problems, follow updates about the project. So meeting is roughly held around 15 to 10 minutes. uh, so not sorry, it is 10 to 15 minutes. It's so mainly in these meeting points that are discussed, it is what work has been like will be done on the previous on the, has been done on previous day or in sprint, what will be done on present day, or is there any problem or block facing the project. So project related everyday tasks are discussed in daily stand up meeting. Coming on to the next, that is iteration planning. Purpose of iteration planning is to complete the highest priority task and termed termed as product backlog items. So you can say that these product backlog items will be done, and which are having highest priority will be done first of all. Focus of iteration planning is maintain team velocity. People involved in iteration planning is product owner, scrum master, and agile team. Product backlog should already be sized, and the user should be assigned. So, not user, it is the user story. Sorry, once again, it is the user story that should be assigned to. Like user story, you can say is a ticket, or we can say a particular task or assignment that has been assigned to a particular team. Ranking should be done for planning, and acceptance criteria are clear for tasks. Coming on to release planning, creation of plan to deliver an increment to the product done in around 8 to 10 weeks. People involved in iteration planning is product owner, scrum master, and agile team. Release is a long term or high level planning. Data that is required is, it requires type of data that has from previous releases or version results, feedback from stakeholders on product and market conditions, action plans of previous release and defect consideration, velocity of previous release, and planning schedule. Coming on to the next topic, that is product backlog. So product backlogs are the list of tasks to be done. Tasks are prioritized with feature descriptions. Preferably, tasks are broken into user stories, prepares roadmap for project and estimation of the project. Priority of the task can be changed according to the requirement. Product should be having backlog which is easy to set of large to very large features. Multiple team members can be appointed on single product backlog. Business value, technical value, risk management, or strategies are the key points to prioritize the task. So let's go to the next, that is test plan for agile. Detailed document that describes test objectives, strategies, schedule, estimation, deliverables, and also resources required for testing is involved in it. Test plan is a very useful document in Agile for testing, includes like test data requirements, infrastructure, test environments, and test results. So test plan is basically the layout of the test that is done, what how the testing will be done in the project. So points that Agile includes in test plan are scope of testing and functionality to be tested, level and types of testing based on featured complexity, risk management plan, resource deliverables and milestone, load and performance testing details. Strategies that are used in agiles for testing are iteration, zero or first stage, initial performed, resource involved in testing, testing tool installation, schedule resources, step to achieve iteration, establish business case and boundary condition of project, outline key requirements and architecture, risk management or identification of risk, cost estimation. So here's the next, that is quadrant of agile testing. So unit testing or component testing is the first component or the first quadrant that is there in it. Then after it, that is there is functional testing of sprints and user stories, exploratory testing, scenarios, user acceptance testing, and alpha beta testing comes on the third quadrant. Then the non-functional testing is the load testing and the security testing. So side by side, so first of all, so these are, as you can see, the topmost is the topmost priority, that is unit testing, then the functional one, then the exploratory testing, and so on, that is there in the third quadrant. And next is non-functional testing. So it goes side by side and according to the priority. But each and every point is very much necessary for testing. Most of the time, first three are importantly done, or it is required to be done in a project. Non-functional testing is depending upon the stakeholders requirement. So if he wants, like suppose there is an e-commerce application, so if there is a requirement of performance testing, because performance testing is done when so many users are going to come on a particular application. So according to it, the JMeter or any type of tool is used to do for non-functional testing. What is Agile Unified Process? Phases and disciplines. Inception, elaboration, construction, transition are the phases. The disciplines are model and environment, implementation, test and deployment. Configuration and the project management is also included in the disciplines. So these are the phases, you can say, and the disciplines are taken side by side. These are not the differences that has been shown here. These are the phases or the disciplines that are carried on parallelly side by side. So thank you so much guys. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share or subscribe to your colleagues. It will be very beneficial for you. Thank you so much.